GBTC outflows reach a peak today. They look very similar to outflows that were happening when FTX was selling its bags back in January. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk a little bit about how much Bitcoin is being bought per day right now versus how much is produced per day. We're going to look a little bit at the Bitcoin charts on look into Bitcoin, as well as a little bit of Coinmarket Cap. There's just too much going on these days. I've got to make more than one video a day just to keep up with the things I'd like to talk about. With that said, let's get into it. First, I'd like to thank everyone that's been subscribing and commenting on all the videos lately. You keep me going in this, inspire me to continue. Thank you for watching and engaging in these videos. It's very helpful to me and it means a lot. Thank you so much. So let's start here. Today we got the largest GBTC outflows since January 22nd. What happened on January 22nd? Well, that was the day that FTX finally sold out of all of their GBTC. Now, if you look back here, they started on January 11th and they sold out by January 22nd. If you notice something during that period of time, every day GBTC was getting over 400 million, nearly 500 million in outflows coming out of their ETF at that time. We haven't seen that type of action until today. And if we look back here, it's been a couple of weeks since Genesis was cleared to sell their GBTC. Bitcoin is reaching for all-time highs the last few days. They've been cleared to sell it. I think they're selling it. I think we're going to see our 10 to 15% drop here on Bitcoin in the coming days as this outflow increases. And it's easy for them to sell it too because the other ETFs are gobbling it up faster than they can sell it. One person all by themselves, known as Mr. 100, bought 1,400 Bitcoin just today. That is insane. This isn't even anyone that we know who it is. Nobody knows exactly who Mr. 100 is. There's suspicion that it is a sovereign nation, but nobody actually knows. But that one specific individual or group bought 1,400 Bitcoin just today. That's not even one of the ETFs. The inflows for the ETFs were in the billions. So they had to be buying as well. So this right here is going to get swallowed up by them. So we might not see as big of a drop as I was anticipating from their sale of their GBTC, but I think we may see some kind of a dip, and perhaps that'll be into the high 50s, maybe mid 50s again if we get a slowdown at all. But something to keep in mind though is that there's only 900 Bitcoin mined every day right now, and that's about to get cut in half in just a month and a half or so here, about 6 weeks. That's going to get cut in half down to a pop based on hash rates and stuff. But anyways, 900 a day are getting mined right now. One individual or group is buying up almost 1.5 times that amount every day while these outflows are coming out. So we're in a bit of an uncertain time right now. We're going to have 1.3 billion worth of GBTCs, so, or what was worth, it's probably worth more now, sold in short order over the next few days. But we've got individuals like Mr. 100 holding them off, buying all the Bitcoin they could possibly sell. So are we going to drop? Are we going to go up? It's kind of hard to tell. We might stay flat for a few days, and that'll be that pullback through time that I've mentioned in other videos, where we stay flat and allow momentum indicators to kind of cool off as we build up to get momentum to go upward again. It's kind of like a bull flag, right? That's a pullback in time is basically a bull flag. So that's what's going on there. In the Coinmarket Cap, you can see that the Fear and Greed Index, we are at 85. So we are still in extreme greed. We're teetering, getting close back to greed again. Bitcoin is actually down 0.68%. It was 1% a second ago. Ethereum is down 1% right now. There has been, and I'll talk about this later in the future, there has been chatter of an Ethereum spot ETF as well. And one of my favorite Bitcoin miners so far, Digital, it has quite the treasure trove of Ethereum that would be very good for them. I'll talk about that when there are more details about that. But there is speculation that since there's already a futures product on Ethereum, that an ETF will soon be coming out on that as well. If we look down at Solana, that is up 11%. I have a pretty sweet bag of Solana. I picked it up when it was $8. Not all of it. I picked up a good amount at $8, more around 20s and 30s as well. But oh, I wish I'd bought more. It's doing exceptionally well. XRP 2%, Cardano up 5%, same as Dogecoin. Interesting. Dogecoin slowed down a whole lot recently. Let's take a look. I'm just going to see if there's anything that sticks out. Litecoin's 10% that sticks out a little bit. Any like double digits that are super, super interesting right now that seem to make sense with this. I think the whole market's kind of cooling off a little bit. Kronos is up 4.8% today. That was nice. That actually got me green on my position of Kronos. I've been holding that for a little while. So that's it with Coinmarket Cap. Let's look at the Bitcoin charts on Look Into Bitcoin. This is the rainbow chart here. So I like this one. When it's down in the blue, that's kind of an area you should consider buying. Yellow is where we start getting a little bit cautious, and red is where we're in a greedy territory. And beyond that, we're probably going to fall back down from there very, very soon if it happens. So right now, we're actually still in green. We're still in green. We're still in, like, if I zoom in on this, we haven't even started turning yellow yet. We're in green still down here. We were in blue. That's a while back, when we were 35,000. But even at, the high up at 60,000, we're in green right now. Well, this is a day behind, but 2 days behind it looks like. No, it's a day behind. But getting to the yellow would put us at $146,000. Getting up to orange here, we're looking at $200,000 on the rainbow chart. Now, I'm not saying that the rainbow chart is like that it is, scripture or anything, but when I take a look at it, getting into the yellow where we are on this, which is where it's according to this legend down here, that's a hodl zone. You hold on for dear life at the yellow, $245,000. When we start getting into the orange, is this a bubble? It's 200,000. We get a little into the deeper orange, that's just FOMO intensifies. That's $275,000 right now. Seriously sell is at $300,000 on the rainbow chart. That doesn't mean it's going to get there, but I just like to look at it, put things into perspective, especially when we have a down day on assets, crypto miners that are 16% down like CleanSpark was today. I take a look at this chart and it calms me, reminds me that I don't need to be concerned because we're not quite there yet. Same with the pi cycle top. These two lines here need to intersect. These gold and what is that, green line, they need to intersect before things are getting dangerous. They're still pretty far apart right here. There's still a pretty good gap there in between them. They will get closer and closer together in a rapid pace. As you can see, like they start out even back here pretty far away and then get real close real fast. And that's what I'll be watching. I'll be looking at the rainbow chart. I'll be looking at the pi cycle top. I'll also be looking at the Quell multiplier. And the Quell multiplier is, I believe it's on-chain indicators. The Quell multiple. When the Quell multiple starts getting close to this red zone up here, which would put it at about a 3.5-ish, or even when it's just creeping towards a 3, I'm going to start, that's when I start getting nervous on that one. So I'm looking at those three as kind of like top indicators. The main one, though, is going to be the pi cycle top indicator for Bitcoin. When that line gets real close, I'm going to start really thinking about, is it time to sell? Should I set a trailing stop loss? Things like that. What I'd mentioned earlier was, thinking about stop losses or what I've done before, and I've done this twice already in the cycle. Back in December and July, I sold near the top, rebought near the bottom. I've done that twice so far. And the thoughts I was expressing in my earlier video were related to that. Like, is it time for me to jump out and then jump back in again at a lower price, or would that be a mistake? And would I end up regretting that because I'd end up with less shares at higher prices? That's always a concern. So I like to wait and look for clarity in the chart before I start doing any kind of selling. And I haven't started doing any selling. In fact, I bought more because that's what I'm doing right now. ETFD. That's what I'm doing lately. We'll see if that continues or not. If the chart gives me an indication to, maybe consider it's time to, take out maybe my cost basis and put it back in when price is lower, or if it's time to continue writing it out I haven't decided yet, and I probably won't for a few days. I tend to like to see and watch price action and really get a feel for what it's going to do before I really make any decisions, especially big ones like that. So that's all I've got to say today. Bitcoin, the outflows of the ETFs are, or at least the one ETF, the other ETFs are getting inflows. The outflow of that one ETF, GBTC, is getting swallowed up by, just pretty much one person. I mean, if we look at, was it 1400 Bitcoin, we times that by 60, what, 2000 it was almost all day long. That's 86 million of that 600 million. Like it's almost nearly 1/6 of the outflows of GPTC was that one entity. So I think that the Genesis sales might be less of an impact than we think they will be, but I think there will still be an impact. It just won't be to the level that the FTX one was when they were selling their GBTC. Anyways, with that said, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you probably in the morning. Have a profitable day.